Awolumate decent presenter máa wọlé Ìbàdàn ní gbogbo ọjọ́ ìṣẹ́gun Tuesdays ní dédé agogo 5 kọjá ìbẹ̀rẹ̀. Àwọn ipá wo làkàndá ń kó láti mú ìdàgbàsókè àti ìlọsíwájú bá àwùjọ? Àwọn wo ni wọ́n ń fojú lámì ìtọ́wò àwọn àkàndá káàkiri àwùjọ àti ibi gbogbo? Lápá bí láti máa pe amọ̀ ṣàlàyé yànnàná àwọn ipá àti ìwúlò àkàndá ní àwùjọ wa àti níbikíbi. Aṣíwájú Ìdòwú Awolumate tó ti ṣetán láti fi kòkò ṣebẹ̀ ètò kí gbogbo wa ó lè gbádùn rẹ̀ lágbo àkàndá. Bákan náà láti mọ láǹfààní láti ṣèrànlọ́wọ́ fún àwọn àkàndá kọ̀ọ̀kan tí wọ́n bá nílò ìrànlọ́wọ́ lórí ètò. Ẹ pàdé Aṣíwájú Ìdòwú Awolumate lọ́jọ́ ìṣẹ́gun Tuesday yìí láago 5 kọjá ìṣẹ́jú 5 dago 6 ìrọ̀lẹ́ torí wípé àwọn àkàndá ẹ̀dá èèyàn níwọ̀n ẹ̀jẹ̀ àjọ gbé wọn lárugẹ.
Ìwọ nìkan kọ́ o tún ti gbé wà ìdá rẹ délé owó o tún ti gbé wà ìbàjẹ́ tó tẹ oníjàun ní dé báńkì. Àwọn tó bá níwájú tí wọ́n tò yìí ṣe bọ́mọ èèyàn bí ìrẹ́ ni gbogbo wọn. Ìwọ náà tò kẹjọ yanjú ẹ̀ létò ètò. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló délé ìfìwéránṣẹ́ ń jọ síta ní òtò tó gbọ́ tó yarí tó ṣorí kunkun tó wá sọ̀bà jẹ́dẹ̀ wà lọ́pọ̀ èrò. Gbogbo èèyàn ló dojú bò ọ́ alápàrútù lọ́ọ́tò.
Èwo làwọn tó ń lọ tó ń bọ̀ ládùúgbò wa yìí.
Kéne wo kò kàn mí ilé tiwa ní géètì n tó bá wù ó ṣẹlẹ̀ wàhálà tàdúgbò yín ni o ẹjọ́ mọ́ ọ̀ràn.
Ìwà kò kàn mí ò dáa ó lè kẹni tá a mọ̀ lọ́la.
Ohun tó bá kan ládùúgbò rẹ gbogbo wa lọ́jọ́ kan ilé akéde ló sọ wípé ààbò ara ẹni làbò òlú.
Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5.
When you start your day with breakfast fiesta, ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life, informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the fiesta. 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 Chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Regular heads up on global observances. Thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need. We make your day come alive. Ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life, informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta.
A very good morning to you. Many thanks for joining us wherever you are. This is Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Today, the 29th of June, the year 2026. It's 17 minutes gone past 10, and it's my pleasure to welcome you. I am Idowu Shekoni, and there's a voice privileged to introduce this morning again. Yes. Because for a long time she's not been around, and I'm sure you know that already. As Yorubas will say, Wani, Olowa lori ewe. So she just got back.
Now I'm back from the way.
So yes, I have been with me in the studio this morning, Jamila Eligbede. Good morning, and it's great to have you on the show again.
Good
to have you.
I'm looking forward to this. So there's something about this job. It just becomes a part of you. Even when you're on leave, when you're on holiday, it's like you're still there. And you still want to be part of the radio world. So it's so much pleasure. I'm so delighted.
Don't tell me we're itching to come back to work.
At a point,
we asked you to go rest.
Rest I did. Yes.
It shows.
At a point.
Rest is good on you.
I just missed being here, and it's so good to be back.
We missed having you as well. Great to have you back.
Good morning to you too. Good to be back, and thank you for joining us on Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM this beautiful Monday morning. It started on a cold note, but I think it's getting warmer already.
Yeah, it is. It is getting warmer.
That's good. Good.
I guess NIMET's forecast is beginning to happen to us. As we've been told, there's going to be a cold year as the rain starts. So we can only expect for it to get colder.
All right.
But either way, we have our duvets.
And we have our beautiful weather.
Beautiful weather, yes, great.
Covered.
One of the best weather in the world if you come to think about it.
It is.
Sometimes you have to wonder, people who live below sub-zero, below 0 degrees Celsius, sub-zero weather, that's quite something.
I can't imagine.
I know some people say, okay, I don't like heat, but I prefer when it's cold. But I wonder if you'll survive in a climate when you have
maybe those who are used
to
our kind of cold. No. The kind of cold we have here in Nigeria. Beautiful. So that is why I said the weather.
One of the best in the world.
We're covered. Yeah. We're covered anytime.
I couldn't agree more. Reality.
Even when it's so unpredictable, unstable, it's still
no thanks to climate change.
Yes, it's still okay for us.
Yeah. I guess we're still managing. Summer these days over there is not even, it's like hell.
It is.
Because everyone sits around fountains now. They're waiting to take a dunk.
God have mercy.
It's well.
All right, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I did.
I know I did as well.
All right, and I'm sure you did too. Well, get ready for another interesting time on Breakfast Fiesta. As always, we say welcome on behalf of the producer, Salaudin Oladimeji. We also have Aisha Oladejo
behind the console.
Yes, and then
we have Kasim Folari as the engineering
officer on duty. Thank you for joining us again on Breakfast Fiesta. And then it's been like 45 days since the Oriri abduction.
Yes, it's we have no idea what the situation is with those kids at this particular point, and the teachers as well.
Children as young as 2 years.
When I think of the videos that circulated right after the abduction of the children being tortured, it's quite disheartening, and to think that for 45 days they still remain with their captors is quite disheartening.
It is. I can't, and I'm quite sure a lot of us can begin to imagine
what
those children must have gone through. Even the teachers, the adults go through things like that, and they are traumatized.
Even the experience of having to watch one of their teachers killed, that's something.
So it's been 45 days. Our prayers are with them. We pray and hope that they will be rescued very soon.
Very soon.
And it is also an appeal going out to all the authorities involved to please intensify efforts in rescuing those children and their teachers, and even all abductors all over Nigeria. I know that all the authorities involved are doing their best.
Yes.
There's been a lot of breakthrough from the military recently.
With the police as well.
And the police too, the law enforcement agents all over. There have been some crackdowns in some aspects, some arrests made and things like that. So we look forward to receiving more more of such news and hopefully putting an end to banditry, not just in the southwest, but all over Nigeria. All right, we keep praying for them.
Yes, we do.
We'll be going for a short break before we bring in our guest on the program this morning. Breakfast Fiesta continues. Stay with us.
When you start your day with breakfast fiesta, ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life, informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the fiesta.
Yes, it's Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM. You're welcome back and thank you for staying with us. It's so Jamila good day. See you grinning at me. All right. So for some time now, even for a long time now, we talk about insecurity in Nigeria, and then we talk about banditry, terrorism, kidnapping, and all forms of crimes increasing and escalating. But when we look at all of these crimes, there are always people behind the scene. We talk about bandits, they are humans like us. We talk about kidnappers, we talk about terrorists. We even talk about thieves, armed robbers. There are people like us, men, and sometimes women like us, perpetrating these acts. We are getting so used to crimes happening these days and seeing these things perpetrated by people around us. But the cause for concern is the rate at which we just move on from every crime, every unfortunate incident, every form of attack. And for instance, the Kwara killings, massacres all around Nigeria, you hear everybody talking about it right now, and the next minute we have moved on to other things. And then you see people in need of help, maybe accident scenes and so on, and people bring out their phones and start making videos. What are we talking about today on Breakfast Fiesta? Our humanity. Where has it gone? Yes.
The humanity in us. This situation kind of takes my mind back to my school days. I think that's 4. Yes, takes my mind back to the school days when I recall we had a particular class where we were talking about horror films. And one of the questions we asked the lecturer was, why horror movies? And he was
in
like,
the first place.
yes, why would anyone want to watch movies that are scary?
Will terrify you.
And then it was like, they're not made for, witches and wizards. They're made for people like you. It said the reason is to deaden fear. So the idea is the more you become exposed to blood, gory scenes, those things that make you fearful, the less you are actually sensitive to them, so they don't have the same effect as they have. But the downside in situations like this is that serious matters that should cause you to be awakened to response become like the norm. As a result, you are just there as if you're going through a fog. It's happening, you can see it happening, but you're no longer processing.
So you wonder, where has your compassion gone to, your sympathy, empathy? Anyway, today, like I said earlier, we are looking at reawakening our humanity, the humanity in us. And to do that with us is
Mr. Afiz Akintude. He is the lead counselor, You First Counseling and Psychotherapy. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on Breakfast Fiesta.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm very happy to be here this morning.
It's our pleasure to have you.
All right, so when we're looking at the word humanity, we talk about compassion, empathy, but for someone who deals with people, who counsels people, and who see these things happening in our society, as an expert, when you say humanity, what exactly are we talking about?
Humanity is a very interesting word that has to do with we human beings ourselves. Linguistically, if you look at it, you see humanity, and then anybody can just say that it's from the word human. The act of being human, that's what we call humanity. Before we say anything today, I would like our listeners to understand what is the concept of humanity. Humanity is the potential of any individual to act human, to do what human is expected to do. And what are we expecting from human being to do? We can say everything that is possible as a behavior. So I will be a little bit philosophical in this area now. What we call humanity, human being. Human beings are created to act kind. So if somebody is acting kind, that person is behaving in human sense. But in our society, we have our behaviors divided into two. There are behaviors that we call expected behavior. Those are the behaviors that we want people to do. So we call them adaptive behavior. So when people are doing it, yes, they are adaptive, they are human being. Then there are some behaviors that we call maladaptive behavior. When anybody is doing that behavior, especially such kind of behavior, we are like, and an average human being will say that, why are you behaving like an animal? Such kind of behavior are more associated with animals. Why? You know, human beings are people, are creatures that live in this earth, but the way we live in our community, in our environment, that same way animals are also living in their own environment, in their communities. We have the communities of people, we have the communities of animals. Animals doing their things in the bush, in the forest, we are doing our own things in the society.
I'm sorry, Mr. Akinsudi, I have to butt in here. You said that humans, when you act kind, that's humane, that's human, right? So are you saying that humans don't have they're not created with this particular tendency to also do evil?
That's where we are going to drive in at.
Because if you say that's you're attributing such behaviors to the animal kingdom.
Yes, thank you.
But humans were told that we have the capacity for both good and evil.
And we are higher animals.
Higher animals.
That is why we have what is called adaptive behavior and adaptive behavior. In our society, anything that is not in tendency with our culture, with what we expect people to exhibit, we call it maladaptive behavior. And anybody that is doing that, we call it a defiant. And in the Yoruba land, if one of our somebody with 5 children, and one of them is behaving in a way that is not in tandem with what we expect others to do, not kind, very violent, very aggressive, what do we call it? You are an animal. We say it to that person that you are an animal, because yes, human beings are created to do both good and evil. In the act of doing evil, human beings still show compassion and kindness. That's part of humanity in us. We slaughter animals to eat every day, but the manner that we slaughter animals, it demonstrates kindness and compassion.
Really?
Yes.
Knife to the neck.
Yes. If you are putting a knife in the neck of an animal, you see, look at the Christianity, look at the Islamic religion, even look at the traditional religion, they are also evolving. They will tell you that if you want to slaughter this animal, you follow this procedure, and the end result, the idea of following that procedure is to ensure that that animal felt compassion from you, despite that it is a natural order that you have to kill the animal to eat, but you have to show the compassion. But when a lion wants to eat, he is also created by the divine nature to eat other animal, just like human being has to eat other animal to survive. The humanity in us exhibited what is called compassion and kindness. Despite we have to do it, we have to be fair. You put some things into considerations, but when animal want to do it, doesn't care what you are thinking about. It doesn't care whether you just give birth to a child. I don't see if you see a butcher that want to kill an animal, let's say a cow, and the cow just gave birth to another cow. I will tell you that if you gather 100 butchers, 90 of them will not kill that cow again. They will give it a chance to raise the newly born
calf.
Now, let us go to the animal kingdom. A lion doesn't care whether you just give birth or you are pregnant. What he sees is what? It's a food. So, whenever that kindness and compassion is fading, that humanity is fading. If we can get that philosophy right, then we will say that I put it up down here that humanity, to me, if you ask me that what can I say about humanity, I will say that humanity is the quality of being fully human. The quality of being fully human in thought. That's the first thing. So when you are thinking, whatever you are thinking about, you think like human being, not like animal. When you see, so yes, divine nature said that you should kill this thing to eat, but your thought should thinking about eating it as human being, not as what? Not as animal. Humanity is the quality of being human in your emotion. Yes, you are allowed to express your emotion, and both animal and human being expresses our emotion. Well, all of us are feeling sad and feeling happy at the same time. But when you are happy, your happiness should not hinder somebody else's happiness. and your sadness should not hinder somebody else's sadness. And that is why that is where we draw a line between human and animal. And that is why people that are lost their humanity, animals are better than them.
Thank you for this clarification. Now let's look at Nigeria as a country. Is Nigeria, in your opinion, would you say Nigeria of today is humane, or have we tended a lot more towards the animal kingdom?
That is a very big question to ask, to answer, because as a researcher, I would not like to be direct because there is no standard reliable data to rely on. But speaking from what we experience every day in our society, you will say that a large number of Nigerians have lost their humanity. A large number of Nigeria, and a large number here does not mean that those that are humane are lesser in number than those that are not humane, or vice versa. But what we are trying to say is that
number is significant enough to cause us worry.
And let me give you an instance. Humanity starts from you acting towards other with the mindset of compassion, kindness, fairness, equality, putting the person in your shoe and seeing that yes, your language might be different, yes, your religion, ideological belief might be different, yes, your level of education might be different, but there's something that is standard between all of you, which is you have one head, I have one head. There's life in you, there's life in him. Then he is human being, no matter the worst and no matter the case. But today in Nigeria, an average human being, an average Nigerian, sees the other Nigerian as a prey. If you are in the marketplace and you are selling good is built on the philosophy of compassion and kindness. You know, and that is why a normal human being will say thank you when he buys things from you. You selling that good is that I know that you are going to, for instance, I know that people in this Bashorun area have to eat. I thought in my heart that they have to eat as human being, and for them to eat they have to buy foodstuffs. And if they have to go to Gbagi or to go to Ogunpa or to go to Lagos to go and buy foodstuff, many of them will die of hunger. So let me help them. Look at what, let me help them and establish a foodstuff center at Bashorun so that children will be able to eat early in the morning and go to their school. Workers will eat early in the morning and go to their job.
And you also make profit.
So I'm sorry, you see, the idea of me starting my business in your environment is to help the environment, to help society. That's why, you know, that is the normal idea. And beyond that idea, as a businessman, I want to also make profit. So it's a win-win situation for me. Okay. As I'm helping you to get what you want to eat,
I'm also getting what I need.
getting some money to survive my life. That is how business is expected to be done. And that is why in a normal society, the buyer and the seller, they like each other. You are helping me to get what I want to get in time. I'm also helping you to have money in your pocket. But today, when you go to the market, the seller that is selling the good is not seeing you as somebody that he want to help. He has 10 problems when he's coming out of the house. You want to pay the school fees of the child, maybe 100,000 naira. You want to pay the house rent, 50,000 naira. Do this and that. Pay for Ashwebi. Once you enter his shop, what he sees is a maga, somebody that I'm going to solve for all my problem to him. So what he's supposed to sell to you as 100 naira, he will say that it's 1 million naira. So he extorts you to solve his own problem. You know, the moment he's extorting you, the two frames, the two legs of he doing the business in that environment, which is compassion, thinking of you, you're supposed to have access to this thing that you need without going through a lot of struggles. He has killed that leg of that thinking, which the other one remains what is making money, and has become a capitalist. And that is why many Nigerian businessmen today, they are doing their business as a capitalist, not as socialist.
So, Mr. Akintunde, we used to be known as, or we used to live a sort of communal lifestyle. We used to be known for being our brother's keeper.
Yes.
Especially in Africa.
Yes.
But now we have this selfishness, greed. We want to prey on the other person. What happened to us?
What really happened, I would say, is that when the foundation of society is bastardized, then we expect this crisis of behavior to happen. The African society in the beginning is known to be a communal and a socialist society, and if you look at this thing that we are talking about, it is reflective in the kind of people that are also leading us. We as a people, we have to get it right. We are naturally created to live in what is called a communal society, a society whereby people are altruistic by nature. They want to help each other, they want to support each other, and they want to lift others out of their poverty. But when there is scarcity of resources, when the resources that are available is limited, and people that want that resources are of a surplus, then it becomes what is called by Down's theory, survival of the fittest. I don't know whether I'm making a sense. We have, all of us is in need of resources, and that resources is now limited. It's not enough. It can't go to, it can't, like, we cannot all share and have our shares in it. Then what next is the survival of the fittest. And that is why when we talk about altruism, the act of acting kind without any motive, the first argument will come is that this human life that we are we really in the world whereby people are meant to support each other, or people are meant to survive? If you have to make up a choice between surviving and helping others, which one will you make? And that is why we talk about kidnapping, we talk about banditry. The criminal that we are seeing is the kidnapper. The criminal that all of us know, that we hate, that we don't like, everybody hates, is a kidnapper. But have we thought about the logistic supplier to that kidnapper? The one who informs the kidnapper of the location of the police, because they give him money and he use that money to pay the school fees of the children. Can you see? The kidnappers are paying you money to tell them where the police are, so that you can use that money to what? To pay the school fees of your children. To your child, you are a good person. To the school of your child, you are a good parent because you pay on time. And the money is coming from the kidnapper. Have we thought about those people who are selling foodstuffs, who are choosing kidnappers to be their best customers? Because once they come, they buy in large quantity. They make what they cannot make in a month, in a day, and they see them as the best customer they can ever have. Which means that when the resources that we have in our environment is scarce, and everybody wants to have their share in that resources, ultimately we kill what is called humanity in us. And that is when people start to give all sorts of reasons for why they are inhuman, because they want to rationalize what they are doing. If you tell them you are a bike man, look at it, the smugglers, they have car already. They're supposed to be doing the normal cab like taxi driver, but they will tell you that, okay, if I choose to be a taxi driver, how much do I make in a day? Let's say you make 30,000 naira in a day, but if I smuggle rice per day, I make 200,000 naira. Which one should I take?
But then we can go on and on with all these reasons. But the thing is, are these reasons people give for silencing their conscience and eroding humanity, are they valid? Because you mentioned scarcity and the need for people trying to survival of the fittest, that leads to might is right sort of behavior. So if we have this reality, let's remember that in old times too, things were scarce.
They had their challenges.
There's never been any time in history that you would have everything surplus. Yes. But yet we didn't have this level of inhumanity.
What I would say is that there are several factors that leads to that lack of humanity. And as a psychological concept, the closest concept that I can use to describe what you are discussing today is called aggressive behavior or antisocial behavior. So if you put it in the context of antisocial behavior or aggressive behavior, then it can be much more understandable. When we look at social behavior, it means that behaviors that when you exhibit them, it makes society better. But when we talk about antisocial behavior, they are the behaviors that are antisocial. They are against the norms and the values of our collective society. There are different reasons that people engage in this kind of behavior, and once they are now experiencing that behavior, the manifestation is lack of humanity. One, we talk about, some people strongly believe, with the help of literature, that some aggressive patterns of behavior are inherent. There are two schools of thought. A school of thought believes that human beings are born with a plain mind, tabula rasa, a mind that has nothing written in it. That when you now give birth to that child and start to live in the environment, the nurturing, the way they nurture that kind of a child determines the kind of person he becomes. In that regard, it means every human being given birth to are innocent. They don't know anything, which means society is the culprit.
I wonder if that's true though, because we have been told by recent research that some people even carry some genes that basically are marked for aggression.
I said that it is a school of thought. So you ask me what is other school of thought?
Okay, you go in there.
Then the other school of thought is saying that it is nature. That the way God designed some people, they are designed to be good and expert of evildoer.
Oh.
So no matter how much you try to configure them, just like a phone that you buy from China, the producer of that phone, they have already designed the phone to act in some manner. No matter how much you are trying to reconfigure the phone, it always listen to what it has been designed to do.
Talk about human beings being born with faulty codes.
So you see that from this very two basic school of thoughts, we will say that some people are criminal by default, and some people are criminal by the kind of environment that they find themselves in. That's the first one. Another one is, let us look at the environment itself. When we are saying that yes, things has always been scarce, people have always been trying to survive, then what is happening in today's world is that the kind of environment that they had when the things were scarce in the olden days is an environment which looks upon each other. It's an environment which is bold enough to call each other into the conscience that what you are doing is wrong. But in today's environment, we are highly individualistic. I don't care about what you are doing, and I don't want you to interfere into what I am doing. And by the sign of that, people start to create their own human being the way they want it. In the olden days, children produced in a particular society, let's call it community of Alabata, may seeing one of them like just a member of that society anywhere in the world, you can predict what kind of people the others will be when you meet them. We have families that are known to be kind, that in this family their attribute is that they are always kind. We have generous family, that this family, what they are known for is being generous. But today, in this Ibadan, how many societies can we say that people from this Agbo, from Bodija, this is the attribute? We have interconnected of different attributes living in that single society. So we don't have society again. That's
the problem we have is the loss of communal
values. The community has lost its glory. That's another problem. Then, when we talk about socialization, when we give birth to a child, the child meets with some agents that influence the kind of behavior the child exhibits when they become older. We talk about the peer they meet in school. We talk about the family that they are coming from. We talk about the religious settings that they find themselves before we talk about the society. Now, let us ask ourselves, how many of us are well aware of the kind of the peer and the influence these peers are having on our children? How many parents can put their hands into their chest that my child is A, not B? When these are lost, then what do we expect? And when the child keep learning things from their peers, they want to materialize what they have learned and try it out. and when they try it out, what we see is criminal behavior. They learn it as a lesson, they exhibit as what? As a criminal behavior. Then we talk about religious organizations. What kind of ideologies are religious people preaching today?
Because Nigerians are known for being one of the most spiritual people
Religious
globally. Yes, religious. We have churches all over. We have mosques everywhere.
Then you wonder, who are these criminals?
Exactly.
Who are these criminals? You see, on the day of Eid, on the Sunday, almost like everybody has gone to church on Sunday, and almost everybody has gone to the Eid on Eid day. But still, these criminals are either Muslims or Christians.
So what is what is religion
Which means
doing?
the religion that the people of the past preach is religion of love, peace, and humanity. But the religion that we are preaching today is religion of hatred, religion of extremism, religion of do or die.
Hedonism, money,
and that is why you see, in the olden day, you never hear that church were being dragged to court and being locked for years. Mosque were being locked for years. Today it is happening.
But Mr. Akitude, the core of every religion, the foundation of every religion is love.
That is what they say in the religion. That is what the book are saying. Book is saying something, but human beings, we are the one that are manifesting what we think we are. Look at it, for instance. There is a criminal. Let me call it a criminal. There's an individual who put the whole of this country into mess in 2022. We have aged people that died because of his policy. A lot of things happen that we cannot even be saying. And the day they arrange that person in court, do you know what happens? They carry the Bible
and swore
as a sword, as a guide. Now you ask, it means that despite all you learned about your religion, which of your behavior in tandem with what is in the Bible? Bible is saying everything good and you are doing everything bad. So you see people in the regalia of an alpha, a sheikh, and what you find in their doing is nothing to write home about. So once there is a bastardization of religion, then there is going to be growing increase in the number of criminal behaviors that we have in our society.
Ms. Akintunde, you've mentioned all the agents of socialization and everything you said about them. The reality is that they're nothing to write home about, which gives the impression that in Nigerian society we have not just lost our communal values, our agents of socialization are faulty. So if they failed, it begs the question, what's the hope that we can actually regain our humanity?
Well, that's a very big question, and I don't think I'm going to be the only person to answer it.
Well, you will be the one to answer it. But before you answer it, we'll be taking a break. The news will be coming up at exactly 11, and then Iroyin Breakfast Fiesta will continue right after that. Do stay with us.
It's the Fiesta.
Chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Regular heads up on global observances. Thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need. We make your day come alive. Ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life. Informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Regular heads up on global observances, thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need.
There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. I wake up in the morning, tell you what I see on my TV screen. I see the blood of an innocent child, and everybody's watching. Now I'm looking out my window, and what do I see? I see an army of a soldier man marching across the street. Hey, hey, Mr. Soldier Man, tomorrow is the day you go to war. Boy, you are fighting for another man's cause, and you don't even know him. Ooh, what did it say to make you so blind to your conscience and reason? Could it be love?
Attention please, your safety matters. At home, lock your doors and windows. Know who is at your gate before you open. Do not share personal information with strangers online or even on the streets. Avoid isolated routes, especially at night. Board vehicles at designated parks. Tell someone where you are going. If you see something suspicious, say something. Report to the nearest police station or call the emergency helpline of your state, 615. Do not take the law into your hands. Stay alert, stay safe, and stay secured at all times. Oluyole FM says, a safer Oyo State begins with all of us.
Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5.
It's 10 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock. Good morning, the news on the hour. We begin with reports that the National Assembly is set to transmit the Constitution Alteration Bill seeking the establishment of state police to the 36 state houses of assembly this week, marking the next critical stage of one of Nigeria's most far-reaching security reforms. The development comes days after the Senate passed the landmark Constitution Amendment, with lawmakers now racing to secure the approval of at least 24 state law legislatures before the bill can be transmitted to President Bola for assent. Chairman of the Senate Committee on Media and Publicity, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, confirmed that preparations for the transmission had been completed. He said state governors and speakers of the state assemblies were already expecting the bill. He added that consultation had taken place before the Senate passed the amendment, noting that stakeholders across the state were fully aware of the next stage in the constitutional process. Meanwhile, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has arrested a 38-year-old businesswoman, Iwemba Peace, for alleged drug trafficking after a large consignment of cocaine was discovered in her luggage. The suspect was arrested at the departure hall of the Muritala International Airport, Lagos, while attempting to board a flight to Beijing, China. However, the operatives discovered 4 large parcels of the Class A drug. The parcel weighs 7.5 kilograms, concealed in a professional constructed false bomb. That ends the news on the hour. Thank you for listening.
ẹ káàárọ̀ ìròyìn ní ṣókí. Ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà ilẹ̀ yìí ti ṣetán láti fi àbá òfin tí àtúnṣe ti bá èyí tó wà fún ìdásílẹ̀ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ ṣọwọ́ sáwọn ilé aṣòfin 36 lọ́sẹ̀ yìí, èyí tó ń ṣàmì ìpele pàtàkì nínú àwọn ìlànà àtúntò ètò ààbò. Ìgbésẹ̀ yìí ló wáyé lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọjọ́ táwọn aṣòfin ti fọwọ́ sí àtúnṣe àbá òfin yìí, pẹ̀lú bí àwọn aṣòfin náà ṣe ń dúró de káwọn aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ ó kéré tán 24 buwọ́lù kí wọ́n tó fi ṣọwọ́ sí ààrẹ Bọ́lá Tinubu láti sọ dòfin. Alága ìgbìmọ̀ tó wà fétò ìròyìn àti bàráàlú sọ̀rọ̀ nílé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àgbà, Sẹ́nítọ̀ Yẹmí Adáramọ́dù ló fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ pé iṣẹ́ ti parí lórí àti fi àbá òfin yìí ṣọwọ́, láfikún pé àwọn gómìnà àtàwọn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ ló ti ń retí àbá òfin náà. Ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ pé gbogbo àwọn tọ́rọ̀ kàn tó nìkan ṣe wọ́n ti kàn sí kó tó di pé ilé aṣòfin àgbà buwọ́lù, àti pé gbogbo wọn ló sì ti mọ̀ nípa ibi tíṣẹ́ dé dúró lórí ẹ̀ àti ìgbésẹ̀ tó kàn. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ tó ń gbógun ti gbígbé àti lòkulò ògùn olóró lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí NDLEA ti nawọ́ gan arábìnrin oníṣòwò kan ẹni ọdún 38 Iwebema Peace fún ẹ̀sùn gbígbé ṣíṣe fàyàwọ́ ògùn olóró lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n bá òbítíbitì cocaine nínú ẹrù rẹ̀. Afurasí náà ni wọ́n mú ní pápákọ̀ òfurufú Muritala Muhammed nílùú Èkó lásìkò tó ń gbìyànjú láti wọ bàálù lọ sí Beijing lórílẹ̀‐èdè China. Ẹ̀wẹ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ náà tún rí àwọn ẹrù ńlá 4 tó kún fún ògùn olóró náà. Ẹrù náà tó wọ̀n ní ìwọ̀n kìlógíráàmù 8.5 ni wọ́n pamọ́ dáradára kí wọ́n má bàa rí. Èyí ló pin ìròyìn ní ṣókí. Ẹ ṣeun tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa.
Àmì òjijì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Olúyọ̀lé FM àwa ni bàbá.
Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5.
You begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life. Informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta.
Welcome back to Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM, where we have been talking reawakening the humanity in us with our guest, who is a counselor, Mr. Aziz Ake today. Thank you for staying with us. All right, I know Ido asked a question before we went on break, but before we move on to that, I'd like to quickly ask, most times when we talk about evildoers or those who engage in evil acts or in criminal activities or acts rather, we tend to look at the perpetrators alone. You know, the kidnappers, the bandits, and like you said, there are people who also are accomplices. Now, I want to look at some other people who also act as accomplices, but it's become a glamorous thing these days, going to the social media. These are people who maybe unconsciously sometimes spread these evil acts and spread their messages. There's a gory event, there's an unfortunate event, there's an attack, and they are the first to put it online. Some even go as far as importing images and videos from the archives or some other countries just to create more panic.
How about taking money from bandits themselves on social
media? So the role of social media in all of this.
When we talk about the lack of humanity or absence of humanity, we have to talk about social media. And I think this our discussion today is a call to responsibility. And all of us should take responsibility of our mess. Social media today has become a money-making enterprise. There are two users of social media: those that use it to understand what is going on in the environment, to chat, to socialize, and those who are making money and they are living on social media. You see, those that are making life on social media, they get paid for posts and engagement. On X, for instance, X pay people every 2 months, every 2 weeks, and they pay based on the kind of impressions and engagement that you have. Same with Facebook and others. Now, you know, in Nigeria, when something enters into our community, the way we react to it is always different from what happens in every other climate, because there is no distinct regulation in our law on how people are supposed to use social media. The criminals are getting away with a lot of things. The first thing that is happening is that when something bad happens in the past, the elders will send away the younger ones. They will not want them to be aware of that things. In fact, they will solve the issue without informing or involving the younger ones. But today, people will post the issue on the social media, the video, and the details of how it happened. Posting it on social media is doing two things at the same time. One, it is teaching or training a potential criminal who also has that tendency in his mind on how to go about it, where that one has failed and where he can also do his own amendment. That's the first thing it's teaching them. The second one is that the kidnapper, the criminal itself, the psychology of a criminal is to create panic and tension. So you are giving that kidnapper a free PR, helping him to reach the larger audience so that everybody will get to fear the person. If something happens in an environment, for instance, and you put it on social media, nobody wants to go to that place. If you leave that place and you call somebody that, hello, I want to come to here, but you cannot come, everybody is bad. But we are living this area, nothing is going on. But because social media is saying that, has amplified the negative aspect of that issue. Now, if all this is happening naturally, nobody will be care to understand or why or to criticize anybody. But because some people are consciously and genuinely sitting down in their room, in their offices, and promoting this kind of behavior because they want to make money, which means they are making money at the expense of the adversities of others. That's lack of empathy. This kidnapping that has happened, you have seen skit makers making skits describing the situation that happened. Now, if a family member that is living with the post-traumatic disorder of what has just happened to them, how will they feel when they see someone making a video, making a movie in the return of what has just happened to them? It's making mockery of their mental health. And that is why digital platforms are a greater contributor to our lack of humanity. And you see, before you know it, what happened is that when somebody make a video to depict an evil situation as a laughing situation, then gradually people tend to see that thing as a normal behavior, normal thing to happen. You see some people, they will say that they want to do skit and they want to make you panic, like they just want to I don't know how they call
Cause panic.
Yes, like I will just do some things to scare you out. And you know, this thing, somebody can be scared and die instantly. Somebody can be scared and enter into accident. In the olden days, when you have two children in your house and one of them scare each other and the other one got into accident because of the scaring, you know the kind of beating that one will receive in that day, in his life, he will never try to do it again. But today, when somebody is making that kind of expensive joke and they are getting paid for it, so he made the expensive joke 3 times, 4 times, he got a car, he got a house. Those in secondary school, they got to learn from it, and that is why somebody randomly said that we are dealing with uprising Olodo in Nigeria, Olodo uprising behavior, and that does not have to do with one personality per se. It has to do with what we consume from our entertainment and digital industry. And what we consume kill our humanity in 2 ways. One, it makes us to normalize abnormal behavior, to see what is abnormal as normal. And number 2 is that it reduces the tendency of those people that are supposed to act fast. Because one thing is going wrong and everybody is laughing. If you are supposed to make a decision, what do you think? You be like, these people are even not serious with their life. So why should I be one that has distressing my life? Social media today must be regulated, and it has contributed to a lot of lack of humanity in us. When people post their problems online, you go and look at the comment section. Some people would genuinely shows that they want to help, and you see 1,000 of people telling them or telling them why their life is. Let me give you an example. Something bad happened in your state, in Ekiti State, I think, and they post it online. You know, when they post a bad news online, what we expect is that people should commiserate with them, show empathy, show kindness. Because of difference in political ideology, some people are like, "Hey, now you for them." That's the consequence of your vote. How do you equate people's life tragedy with their political choice? Life tragedy can happen to anybody, regardless of your political choice. You can think that you are doing the right thing, and good things do happen to bad people, while bad things do happen to good people. But because the social media is a place where everybody is leveler, is a leveler. So that kind of behavior, when bad things happen and nobody is showing empathy, if you cannot show empathy online, you won't show that empathy offline. That person who does not see any reason to commiserate, to act kind, to empathize with a grieved individual online, if that greeting is happening in this environment, you will like, is that my problem? Is that my child?
Still being sensitive.
Because sometimes, let me not say sometimes. The reality is that whenever the situation is right, there's a tendency in every human being to either choose bad or good. Now, when the one you choose depends on so many factors, and that's why every society has what we call safeguards. Now, when you look at Nigeria, it seems that what we should be calling safeguards, it seems every one of them have failed. It isn't like, for example, you mentioned the fact that people don't know. You don't have a sort of, should I call it a written whatever to tell people this is how to use social media.
Yes.
But we know that we have a sound and robust law on cyber activities and everything in Nigeria. But enforcing them is a problem. Now, when you look at that relates to the government. You come down to religious organizations. We've talked about how they failed us.
Yes.
The family system is in shambles.
Yes.
So if we look at all these safeguards and we look at them as failed institutions, how then do we have any hope of reclaiming our humanity?
Well, I have said the other time that that's a 1001 question that all of us, including our listeners, will have to engage ourselves in. But if you ask me that do we have hope, I'll say yes. Human beings are highly teachable, and we can adapt to any situation at any time. The first hope that we have is responsibility, and there is a law in psychology, we call it law of attribution. The people that change in life, we as counselors, we believe that we are behavioral modificators. So we are modifying behaviors, and this is a bad behavior. So I would say that yes, we can modify it. But for us to modify it, the first thing that must happen is that every single individual that contributes to this problem must be ready to take responsibility at the same time.
Is that possible?
And that is the problem of Nigeria. When people are not immune to each other, if you ask an average Nigerian, they will say that it is government's problem. How will government enforce humanity? So when you keep attributing every single problem to the center, then, and you are also an accomplice, you become better and better in that problem, that the day you realize that you're supposed to fix yourself, become unfixable.
Be that as it may, are we don't in those statements validity? I say that for this reason. Now, when you look at the ways the way our society is structured, you know, there was a time when, for example, you would say that those who are civil servants live better, earn better pay. But the more we had inflation in this country, the worse our purchasing power became.
Yes.
To the point whereby today we have even politicians coming out to say that Nigerian politicians have weaponized poverty.
Yeah.
So if this is the reality, are those people wrong to say what you just quoted them as saying?
Thank you very much. You see, humanity is not the ability to act kind because you have enough. And that's why autism is not, because there is a difference between an empathic individual and a giver. A giver can give you for different reasons, but an empathic individual, someone that has empathic concern for you,
does not have a reason, to have a reason.
Yes, and it doesn't mean that that person has enough or doesn't need what is given to you. He just felt that that's the right thing to do. I wrote a whole thesis on autism behavior, and when I was reading about it, three things comes to my mind which made my dimensions: empathic concern, moral responsibility, and social behavior. So these three things, I believe, can change this topic for good. Empathic concern. All of us must develop adequate level of empathy. We must start to see human as human. We must start to value the lives in human life.
Now, that's what we're supposed to do. How possible is this? Now, let me take you back to the reality you painted earlier. That reality is this: that today it seems the average person sees the other fellow as a prey.
Yeah.
You go to the political arena, political parties, for example, and you hear the humongous amount quoted as the amount needed to purchase a ticket to run for office, and you're like, who arrived at this particular decision? There are a lot of people in that party, in those parties, and they were there when decisions were taking place. Okay, and they all sat there, probably because they had one largesse or the other. So it's more like in Nigeria of today, if you stand out as a person who wants to change something, you're very much likely to be the prey.
Yes.
So how do you change things in that situation?
As a social psychologist, I strongly believe that it is the people that change society,
not the other way around.
Society that changes the people. Yes, when I have reasons to argue otherwise, I also argue otherwise, because the two are somehow
interrelated.
But right now, I'm saying that it is the people that will change before society will change. People that are listening to us to understand one fact about life. If you gather every decision makers in Nigeria together and you put them in a house, in a room, they are less than 5% of the population of Nigeria. And in research, they are highly insignificant. It is what we are doing that they are doing. The day we collectively say that we don't want this behavior, whether they like it or not, they will change. And it has happened oftentimes in Nigeria.
How do we start that?
But these people they are in power and they make decisions.
That is why the first thing to do, the first responsibility to take, is the father to take responsibility for their homes. So if I take responsibility of my home and I inculcate in my child the concept of empathy. For my own child, my child learns from me empathy, how to empathize with people. Your child learns empathy from you, each child learns empathy from him. So in our community, all of us has understood the concept of empathy. One of those children will go on to become a governor, one of them go on to become a rep of that society, then that rep is going to be what? An empathic rep.
That sounds like a long-term project.
That is, yes. Behavioral changes does not take a magic. It's not the magic. It's a process, and the process starts when all of us are ready to change the status quo. What we are experiencing today started like a trend too, until it become an institutionalized problem. Today too, if you want to change the system, what happens is that we start from teaching empathy, because once everybody is empathic, once people are not seeing others as prey for power, if some people want to get a power in their workplace, in their offices, in the government environment, they believe that they have to step on some people to get there. And some people also believe that I must make myself a prey, that they have to step on me before you get there. Now imagine a situation whereby every leader believes that my ambition to become the MD of this place does not worth the life of any of you. That's where empathy is coming from. As a seller, a pet seller, you are selling body, you are selling rice by the roadside. You believe that your ambition to make money, to live good life, does not worth the health of people that you are selling things to. What do? You take a cognizance of all those hygiene that must be taken in place. You know, when you are selling things and you have that conscience in you that you must be empathic in every ramification, then you change your personal behavior. Nobody can teach you how to change. It is conscience, and that is why when we talk about lack of humanity, what it means that Nigerians do not have conscience. Your ability to behave something in a way, and you are like, what I did is wrong. How many Nigerians can come back to you and say that, Oga, I can't sleep? Why? The money I took from you, I supposed to take it. Please take it back. In fact, if you tell your friend that I want to get sense, you don't the money, you're like, you be mumu now. You don't need money for anything. So when that thing has come back to us, number one, when we have been able to develop empathic behavior, and maybe schools should start teaching empathy, mosques should start teaching empathy, not even preaching now, because we have been preaching all this while. We should be teaching and demonstrating how people can be empathic to each other. Empathy is different from sympathy. In Nigeria, we are always sympathizing. When somebody dies, all of us are crying, you are sympathizing. But when you are empathetic with individual, it means that you are trying to relieve that person of his burden in a way that does not transfer the burden on you.
We hear you, Mr. Akin, today. I think that's actually quite laudable. But very quickly, I'm thinking that this way. Now, these are individual efforts by schools, by people, and all that. And let's not forget that all these individuals, this is scattered energy all over the place. And we have institutions that have been involved, that are for long gone without humanity. So, do you think it's possible individually working towards these goals, or as we do this in our individual corners, we need to galvanize action to form an institution that can take on the corrupted ones?
Government always has a role to play in shaping the behavior of society. Whether we like it or not, whether I believe that or not, government always has a role to play. And in the area of lack of humanity, the role of government is simple. A very, very simple role. Ensure justice. That's the role of the government. Just to ensure justice. When justice is ensured, when people believe that whatever happens to them, they're going to get a fair judgment at hearing. Justice means that the one on the losing side will receive a punishment that is commensurating with the behavior that he has done, while the one that is grieving we receive a relief, a sense of hope that yes, somebody is looking after me. And that is why you cannot talk about inhumanity without talking about what happens in our judicial system. When somebody killed a fellow human being, how many years were he given? The punishment by the law is meant to serve as deterrence. That once you do this thing, we are going to punish you in this way so that you wouldn't do it again. In a sense whereby criminals are not, how many days have you heard that Nigerians are killing the kidnappers as a government? We in this country, governors in this country, are doing what is called pardoning for the kidnapper. So when society pardons hardened criminals and they reintegrate them back to society, not into a camp, like, yes, I believe in rehabilitation as a counselor, so you can rehabilitate the criminal, but when you rehabilitate them finish, not like you're going to send them back into that society. You create a camp, they live in that camp for 5-10 years until everybody is sure that they are a changed person
before they are reintegrated.
So you get somebody in 6 months, you train them on some lucky courses and you send them back. So he killed 5 people last year, he was arrested, rehabilitated and sent back. So if I kill 10 people, I'll just spend 8 months. Then where do you see humanity? The role of government is to ensure justice.
We all have a role to play. We all do, individually, as institutions, governments, religious bodies, even schools. We all have a role to play. Thank you very much for coming.
You're welcome.
Mr. Afis Aki today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. It's been most enlightening having you on the program. And then towards at home too, I guess the lessons have been taken. We can all change the system. And we awaken our humanity, one person at a time.
It starts with you.
Yes, it begins with you. My name is Jamila Ilegbede. On behalf of the producer, Salaudin Oladimeji. All right, see you next week. Have a great week ahead.
Bye-bye.
Entertaining with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta.
Bó ṣe ń mi gbòòrò. Ó mi gbòòrò. Kílẹ̀ wí o. Ó mi gbòòrò. Àmì òjijì. Rédíò tí ó láfiwé. Olúyọ̀lé FM. Àwa ni bàbá. Ìdùnnú rẹ lójoojúmọ́. Èmi ò lè ṣe kí mi máa gbọ́.